Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I am the motorcycle rescuer and this is a Gilera DNA 125. So guys, like I said, welcome back. I'm just warming up the er5 over there. I'm due to go to MOT. I'm a touch under the weather, so one MOT today and back into bed for me, and then tomorrow I will continue my work. Now, interesting story on this. What is it? It's a T-Max. Jake's been, well, we have been commissioned to bring a bike back to life for someone. It's a Kawasaki ZL600 1983, I believe. It's in pretty bad state. It's been sitting 7 to 10 years. We have to get it recommissioned. He's given us some really strict boundaries, and this is our payment basically. Now, you know, it seems great because these T-Maxes sell, one moment guys, these T-Maxes sell for a fair amount of money, probably £1,500 to £2,000. However, this one is shot. It needs fully recommissioning. It needs a lot of work, a lot of service, and yeah, and I don't even know anything about it. I don't know what the mileage is or anything, so it's not an easy, quick project, this one. But saying that, I really want to get this ZL looking good for the guy. He's a nice guy. It's for his, I think, 52nd birthday. We're building the ZL6. And he wants it looking really nice. It's got a lot of sentimental value, so I really can't wait. I think we're picking that up tomorrow or Monday. I'm really excited to get started on that. But for now, this bad boy is going to MOT because it's then going to Nat for a paint job. Anyone who doesn't know Nat's channel, it's Nat's Knacker's Yard. Best painter around, I think. And he's going to put one of his paint jobs on this bike, and Nat's going to take it from being worth $12.50 as it sits to maybe $18.50, because everything else is done. All of the bright work is all done. The wheels, they're painted silver on the inside and chromed on the outside. Everything's done. Stunning paint job, and it's good to go. So I'm actually going to ride this to MOT, and fingers crossed that it passes. I don't see why it wouldn't. Just while we're here, horn, right indicators both sides, left indicators both sides, main light, side light just because it has it, lovely, high beam, lovely, check the pass anyway, but it doesn't matter. Shocks are nice and dry, that's great. Tyres are in good nick, brakes are good, I did them not long ago. Rear shocks, chain's great. You know, that's it really. Number plate light is from the actual rear light. Brake light switch, good point, let's check that. Good on the foot and good on the bars. That's great, we're looking good to go guys. So I'm going to chuck my helmet on, we're going to drop this off to the guys. I'm going to go and get a really hot drink. Fingers crossed it passes. I need this one gone so that I can go back to bed actually, and then look at what's well, look at the ZL and that big old scooter. So guys, the bike rode beautifully and absolutely faultlessly. Pulled really strong as well. That's great news. It's a proper test. It's a good 20 minutes to half an hour here in the same pack. They are quite busy, so I'm getting an Uber home and I'll come back in a couple of hours. A bit annoying because you don't know what you're getting, but the bike seems spot on, it should pass. So I'll let you guys know as soon as I know. So guys, very easy pass. Guys are very pleased with this one actually, and they always like to give me a hard time, but they didn't on this occasion, which is great. What was I going to say? Nothing really. It drives great, pulls your arms off Nat, I mean, if anything popped up, Nat's a tinkerer anyway, so he knows what he's doing, but I don't think it will. Throw a layer of paint on this one, get it out the door. I think you're looking good. I'll keep an eye on the oil, I'll let it all settle, and then I'll chuck it back to whatever the level should be. I kept it a bit low, didn't I, to see what it was doing, but I want to get it to the right level before I drop it to Nat. And ideally, I'll get it to him today, because this is the bike we're all talking about, and the more I look up on them, the more I see how desirable they are. So people nick them and nick parts and nick the engine. So I need to get this one in the garage realistically. That side panel there is missing. That's the kind of thing, I don't know, people will come down here and start stripping it for parts. So ideally I'm going to get that to Nat today, and this one can go in the garage for now. And then I'm really looking forward to breaking this one down actually, just to kind of seeing what's going on. Oh, seat lock. Has it got a battery? Yeah, it's got, look, battery looks quite new actually. What's this? I always like seeing inside seats, guys. That's nice. It's always nice to get a free chain. Oh yes, and the padlocks even. Oh, an Oxford Hardcore. Is that a hardcore chain? It is. Wow, guys, I don't know if I've mentioned yet, but I got this bike for free. This bike was free, but obviously on condition that I recondition his bike. I'd be silly not to pop this battery off now and put it on charge while I'm resting at home, wouldn't I? I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to pop that out and throw it on charge now while I'm resting, and then tomorrow. It'd be so cool to try and get this thing up and running at some point, wouldn't it? What the hell is that? Is that choke? That's got to be choke. The brakes are solid, guys. I like it kind of, but it needs a lot of work. Anyway, for now, let's get this battery out and see where we go next. So guys, Kawasaki er5 is off to Nat's Knacker's yard for a top paint job, and I absolutely can't wait to see what he does with it. Can't wait. Love this bike. I'm hoping he does something similar with the line which he's just done recently on his stunning bike. So get over to Nat's channel and see how this bike continues, but it's going to look stunning, run stunning, fully serviced. It's going to look stunning, and it's going to look custom. What a great bike. So guys, I'm not going to show you Nat's house for obvious reasons, but keep an eye on this bike. He's got such an amazing paint job in mind, and it's really going to make this bike pop. And I just can't wait to see it. So to see this bike fully finished, you now need to jump across to Nat's Knacker's yards. I'm going to put a link in the description, and go click on it straight away. Subscribe immediately, send him a like, send him a comment. He's one of the best painters out there from a can. You will not believe what he does from cans, guys, and he can teach you how to do it. So get across there, have a look, and throw a comment out about this bike. So guys, yes, welcome back. The DNA is kind of well and truly going in the right direction. The frame paint, I think, looks stunning. I think it looks better in person than it does on camera, and it's already attracted dust, but actually that's a black primer that's going to keep it really nice and safe and clean. I've managed to find some new spray paint for this back area now today, and I need to do a couple of other tests on the bike. I'm trying desperately to explain to people what I mean about the flex in the suspension, but at the moment these shortened shocks have pulled the rear up, okay, massively. Now my concern is that it's at the end of its flexibility here. That means if you go over a big bump, there's a lot of pressure on that end and it could snap. That's my concern. That's not necessarily what's happening, but I'm going to need to unbolt these shocks and check. What I need to know is that this can rise. You know, it needs to rise a bit more. It basically needs to hit the top for me to be comfortable in bolting it back on. If not, then we need to buy a new set of shocks that's in between these and the originals. Otherwise, if it has all of that play and will hit the top, then there's no issues at all. I hope that makes sense, guys. That's kind of the reality. While I'm this kind of close to the wheel, I'm going to douse it with lots of cleaner, and we'll try and get it a bit cleaner at the moment just by hand. Bit of spray paint on this panel here. I'm not going to take it off. I'm just going to tape away anything else. I'm not going to undo the coolant hoses because we've got the coolant all set up. It'd just be about spraying where we can and hiding the rest of the stuff with paper or something. My guard needs to be cut down a bit. That's not currently working. This will look much better painted later, and so on. I've got a lot of projects. I think tomorrow, guys, is going to be a really interesting video. I'm going to have Jake Corb down here, possibly Gary, possibly Rab Jab, and I've invited 1 or 2 other people. Obviously, it will be a safe gathering on this. This is my private land. This is my garden. So we will be following the guidance. I picked this up late last night. I got to be honest, I couldn't afford to buy it outright, so Jake went halves. It is a 2020 Lexmoto Tempest 125. Absolutely stunning looking bike. It has had a fall. It's had a drop on this side, so it's got a fair amount of damage on this side. It needs a rear indicator, it needs the clutch lever. It's got a little dent in the tank that I'm hoping we might be able to pull out. Otherwise, a brand new tank is 133, which isn't the end of the world. And it needs some new handlebars and it needs a clutch lever. I paid 600 quid for this from a really nice guy called Ross. So I'm thinking 600, 200 more goes into it because the tank's 133. It owes us 800. It should sell for 12 to 14 maybe. And someone's got a stunning little bike for 500-600 under value. Under book value. And then we've got the big beast over there, which I'm so excited. I just want to get it started up. I just want to get on that one. I might start that one today, just while it's peaceful and quiet and I've got a bit of sun. And once again, the Pepsi Maxes, which by the way, they had run out of today. So thank you, Daniel. You sponsored the drinks this weekend, and that's really handy for me. Right, this panel's coming off as well, this side casing. We're going to paint that black as well. These side, the pegs are going to come off. They're going to go black as well. I'm not going to start the bodywork today because I want Halford's black. I know I'm a bit weird, but I want Halford's black. I'll get that tomorrow. Whereas I've got a kind of cheaper alternative blacks. I literally travelled around London today looking for that one little DIY shop that just happened to be open, and this is what they had. Max, that was the whole shop's worth. An hour's worth of travel. I got some brightly coloured cable ties from the shops. Steel wool is good, wire brushes are good, steel files good, cheap paintbrushes crap, and again some more black paint. So interesting day. I'm not going to do much on the Tempest. In the there's extras in there that I don't know about yet. I'm going to do that tomorrow with you guys, so that you so it's all done in one hit, you know. But for now, cleaning the rear wheel, prepping the rear swing arm, releasing the shocks to check the pivot motion, get that cleaned up, get that sprayed, get that back together, take off the side pegs. That's what I'm going to be doing. So I dropped the er5 off to Nat yesterday, guys, and Nat gave me a gift, which is these hex bit socket drivers, which was absolutely stunning. So thanks for that, Nat. He has got such a good idea on what he's going to do. He's got 2 er5s. I hope I'm not ruining his surprise. He's got such a great plan. I'm obviously not going to tell you the plan, but I just can't wait. I can't wait to see how mine turns out. And the plan that he's thinking about is just stunning. Guys, honestly, I say it all the time and no one really listens to me. Nat's Knacker's Yard. I'll put a link down in the description. You'll be nuts not to drop over to him. If you like my channel, you'll love his channel because he uses everyday DIY bits and pieces, and he paints from cans, but he gets his paint stunning. He gets it absolutely stunning, much better than I can. So get over to his channel, throw him a comment, like and subscribe, start watching him. He's absolutely underrated. Okay guys, so check this out. Obviously that shock is off. I say obviously, but you haven't seen that. Now I'm going to take this shock off. Now what we need to see is how much pivot we have. Will the wheel touch the back? We want it to. We want it to go up and touch the back because we need to know that there's more play in the swing arm. Right, so let's take the weight off this. Let's take you out. Oh yeah, there's still a bit more play in there. Alright, Chin. How you doing? It's nice warm out today, mate. Yeah, it's a good day for it, actually. Okay guys, so that puts my mind at ease there, yeah? It has plenty of play left in it. That means it's not putting pressure on the engine mount. That's great news. I feel much better. I'll chuck the left shock back on. The right one can stay off until I've done this painting. Right one will go on when this painting's done and dried a touch. And then we'll look at what's next, really. Next is the engine casing on the other side coming off. Foot pegs are already off. I've cleaned them with vinegar. I'm going to scuff them up. I'll get some paint on them. I'll do the same with this casing here. And then in an hour or two, we should be looking at this bike getting back on track, really. Being very close to being ready. I could even get some paint on the old shocks this morning. My slight concern there is that we've ordered fork seals. So it kind of probably not a good idea until after we've changed the fork seals in reality. But yeah, we've got fork seal replacements and oil coming. Down here, the engine mount, I'm going to get some spray on there roughly, but it's generally hidden, so I'm not going to worry too much. Okay guys, we're cleaned and scuffed over here for these. I've got a quick drying paint, 2 or 3 light coats, tack coats, 2 or 3 heavy gloss coats, leave it to see it in the sun. It's quick drying anyway, this paint, so these should be ready to go in not that long, and I'll leave them sitting for hours anyway. Okay guys, I'm not going to film much. I don't really enjoy the spray painting part in regards to filming, but very light coats. From all angles at this stage. Leave the can in the sun. 3 minutes later to 5 minutes later, come back, do exactly the same thing again. Same thing again 5 minutes after that. And then 2 or 3 thick wet coats, and you should get a nice gloss finish. While they're drying, I'm going to start taking off and prepping the this side over here. Okay guys, they're kind of drying away nicely. The sun's moving so quick today. Look, that was in the sun. This is all prepped up now on this side, ready for a few coats. It's going to look so much better. It don't look clean guys, but it is thoroughly cleaned, okay? I'll put a bit of tape around the threads here and the flat here so we can get this shock back on. Don't worry too much about the threads, it'll fall so lightly in there, it's not an issue. And the rear mudguard, guys, I have to be honest, I've snapped it off because we've brought the tyre so far up now, it just isn't needed. It's got all of this. It's not an MOT requirement. We've got all of this under the bike now. It's not needed, it's getting in the way. The bike's going to look better without it. So we've got a few bits going on. Let's get this coated. Not to forget, taping off the threads, especially after saying it. Not that it makes a huge amount of difference. Very light guys, this is a tack coat. This is a quick drying paint, so 3 minutes or so it says there, quick drying, so that means it must be not. But 3-4 minutes, back on second coat, build it up. This is satin, so build 3 layers up in a very light coat, and then 1 or 2 thick coats. It makes no difference. We're not looking for shiny finish, so you can do it all thin coats. So that's coat 3, guys. Coat 3, that's looking good. It's a bit more shiny than I expected. Is this a satin instead of gloss? Ah, satin. So that means it's in between gloss and matte. So yeah, that makes sense. I was expecting matte. Looks much better. Look, looks so much cleaner. Well worth doing. Obviously it needs 1 or 2 more coats just to get into all the nooks and crannies, and then we leave it sitting for a while. We let it dry fully, and we look at what's next. What's next is getting off the engine casing, prepping that, and is this attached to the clutch nut? It might be. I'll have to impact that off. Let me get that off, and I'm going to start looking at that actually. So guys, it looks dirty, but that's stains. This has had a good clean. These are over here drying. Again, it's a quick drying paint, so they'll be done quite soon. This is all good now. It's drying up nicely, and again, it'll get a few hours here after anyway. Looks so much better. Side casing's off. I'm going to use this iron gate. It's basically the same stuff. It's God, what do we call it? Hammerite, but these take a lot of crap, so it needs to be good solid paint. It needs a lot of protection, which is why I'm going to use that, guys. So even though it won't look as professional, it's going to look a bit more like this. Look, it's going to protect it more. Saying that, I have got 1 more paint, gloss black. Could possibly go gloss black spray. I'd need to cake it up quite a lot. I wish I had some primer. That would make me feel better. I'll have a little look just in case. And then we're just kind of working our way around the bike, neatening these bits up really as we go along. So it's getting there. It's really getting there. I think if we have a look at it all properly, then you can see. I mean, that looks stunning. I think that's gone on so well. Yeah, it's going to make a huge difference. And then they're going to be nice and shiny. That will look much better. Now I need to kind of start the bodywork. That's the truth. That's the bit I'm avoiding most because I'm quite lazy. But I guess I need to get these panels off, ready to spray tomorrow. My God, that panel. Get them sanded down or scuffed. Make sure they're all good. And then we're kind of 1 step closer. I might give these grab rails a coat. They're looking a bit worse for wear. Do they stick out when the panels are on? I think they do. Quick coat of paint wouldn't hurt on them either. So that's what you're doing now, guys. You go over the bike. You know it's a nice running bike, so you want it to kind of start looking much better, which it is. So guys, against Amanda's wishes, I'm going to take this ridiculous tank sticker off. Now I'm going to explain why. I've met Amanda many times now, and even though she's pretty ballsy, alright, her nuts are not riding up here. This is a tank sticker to protect the tank from your nuts hitting it. So Amanda, you don't need a nut sticker, or maybe you do. That's not important. It's in the wrong place. The nut sticker comes down here. We don't need one. I'm taking it off. We'll prep this panel work ready for paint. So everyone, paint is my most annoying thing. I don't enjoy paint, although I do enjoy the effects it has on bikes. I mean, it all comes out quite nice. Look how neat I am. I put bags underneath. I don't know what idiot did that. I'm absolutely caking this, and I'm using the whole can on this one because it needs to be thick and protected. So I'll keep going with that one. This is all done, ready. It's kind of it really. I wanted a bit of subtle matte black on there. I don't know if I've got any matte. I'll check. I might have a little bit inside. Keep that subtle matte black, or maybe not even bother. And then tomorrow I'll look at the panel work, and I may be able to do the brackets here. I probably won't, because all of these bloody nuts, they just round off. It's just a pain in the arse. But let's start. All that's kind of drying. I think it wouldn't hurt now to start stripping off all the bits we need to start sanding it down. I'm gonna, I'll put some cleaner on it, start sanding it down, and start prepping it for paint basically tomorrow. If it comes out anywhere near as nice as these paints have been, then it's going to look really good. Amanda's got a new DNA set sticker coming. Set sticker? See how dyslexic I am? Sticker set coming. But actually, what I didn't realise is it's the same bloody one that's on there. But they look bad. When you do them like this, and you stick them over, there's not even one on there. Look at that. Where is there one? Let me find one. Oh God, what's wrong with them? DNA. Anywhere? Hello? There you go. So, when you stick them over just like that, you just don't get the effect, guys. So I think what you have to do is stick them on like that and then clear over the top. So, it may be that I use matte to do all of the paint, then sticker set, then clear coat next week, and we should kind of get the effect we want then properly. It will look more professional if that's underneath, basically. Same for there. So let me get rid of these stickers, they're going to be a right pain in the arse, and then we'll get cleaning and sanding, get it all as smooth as we can. If this old paint is chipping off, we need to sand it big time. No point painting over chipping paint. And we should get to a nice stage where we're ready for, I don't know, I mean soon, very soon, it will be piecing this bike back together actually. It's quite scary how quick it is. But that is the next step. Didn't realise, Amanda, look, you could do with some front indicators. I would go with, look at the size of them things, like big ears. I'd go with the smallest indicator set, bulb set you could get away with, personally. Or a set of these originals. In fact, you don't need a set. This one's savable. This bike's going to be too nice to have gaffer tape on it. In fact, I'm going to see if I can save that actually with some glue. Don't worry yet. Don't message me worrying yet. I've got this new starter relay at home. I'll throw that on at some point. We're getting there. I have to order the exhaust. The exhaust is on me. Let me grab it. I'll show you how bad it is. People have said I should save it. So in reality, it probably could be saved, guys, by doing what people said, drill out the rivets, get in there, straighten it out. But honestly, it's not worth it. I might as well buy a 20 quid bolt-on, slip-on, maybe even a carbon one or something, or even a red one. Do you know what I mean? And it will look lovely. All we need is this link pipe. That's the key. I'll paint that black so it looks nice. That's the key pipe there. The actual end can is nothing, so I'm not too worried about that. Now guys, I've been prepping this panel for a long time, this one here, right? It's in a bad state. You see these grooves here? I don't know if I can sand them out. I don't know how that stuff works, if I'm being honest. I might get a bit of advice from Nat and Nick on that. I assume if I keep sanding and it smooths out enough, then you won't see it. Or is it that I pick up some high build primer tomorrow? Prime sand. So some advice on that, guys, would be great. Otherwise, I mean, if you look here, this is a great example. You see these? You see some of these are still shiny. That means it's not smooth. That means we haven't got down to that layer. Now again, I don't know if the high build primer is much quicker and easier than using just continuing to sand. It probably is. You'd probably spray that area quite lightly, wait for it to dry and sand it back, I would have thought. Something like that. And these aren't hugely deep. They're not massively deep, but there's enough there for it to be an issue. So it's good that we're spending today getting the prep work done, because if I want to throw paint on tomorrow, for example, then it would need to be ready, but it's not going to be at this stage in regards to needing needing to prep it a bit more, and because it's just going to be gloss black, it needs to be as smooth as possible so that it doesn't show any imperfections. I'd love to try some red dabbing, which is what Nat does. So how would I do it? So I'd do a black undercoat, matte black, and then some red dabs, and then black gloss over the top. So you'd have very similar effect to what Nat's achieving. Amanda, let me know what you think. I've never done it before. It might be a bit too much for this bike, actually. It might just need to be gloss black with the red accents that we've already done to it. Okay, we'll think about that. But yeah, I'm going to keep prepping, keep sanding, get it as close as I can. Then probably some high build primer tomorrow. Ready to get it painted, really. It'd be great to get the DNA painted tomorrow. And then we're very, very close to it being ready. You know, much closer than we have been to it being ready for MOT. We need to get the fork seals done. Need to get the front shocks painted. But that's close, guys. We're close. So, rear shocks back on. Check. Freshly painted rear engine cover back on. Check. Freshly painted footrests. Check. And check. Big massive ugly airbox finally tightened and secured on. Check. New rear freshly painted grab handles. Check. And check. New Pepsi Max Cherry, raspberry even, donated by Daniel. Check. So guys, just wrapping up for today. It doesn't seem like I got loads done today, but I did. I got loads done, and I was so good at holding off. I really wanted to start that, but I think Jake's in on that, and Jake's in on that. So I'll wait. He's going to be here tomorrow. The DNA, I don't think the picture will ever pick up how nice it's getting. The frame looks great. Rear swing arms come out really nice. Look at that. Obviously, you've got the grab handles there, nice and shiny now, and then got the side casing. Now, guys, when you do paint, be careful, because there's a difference between being touch dry and being cured, okay? Curing paint, 3 to 5, maybe even 7 days. And paint cures kind of from the inside out. It's a chemical reaction, isn't it? So it's basically, if you can smell the paint, it's still curing. So keep away from it, basically. Give it 3 or 4 days to really cure properly is my advice. Got some scuffing down off the panels. So annoying that I haven't got the sticker set, because I think tomorrow I can get the base on, and so I can get it sanded smooth, get the base on, as in matte black. If I had the sticker set, then I'd be going straight over with lacquer, but I guess we can let the base cure over 3 or 4 days, then sticker set, then clear coat, and we'll have a nice shiny black red with a touch of blue, which I think will work really well. Anyway, guys, as always, thanks for watching. Actually, do you know what I haven't done? I haven't explained about Dawn. Dawn was driving on her own private road the other day, and I believe she hit a curb and she fell off and she broke her arm. She's told me, Amanda told me, she's okay for me to share. But it wasn't, we're not talking a fracture, guys. She snapped her arm, okay? So she's been in hospital a couple of days. She's had some metal work put in, bolts and stuff. So she's had a really tough few days, and I feel terrible. It was on my bike. I don't believe the bike broke, guys, as in anything went wrong. I think she just slipped and hit the curb. But she did snap her arm. So I think your comments yesterday were so stunning. I love the little biking community that I'm not going to say I've created, but I think my really strict rules of actually we're all friendly or you're not here works really well, guys. And some of the messages you sent yesterday is just unbelievable, and it will mean a lot to her. She's a huge fan of the channel, so thanks a lot for that. And yeah, she'll get all your messages at some point. Let me know what you think about the DNA. I just know that the more I work on it, the more people keep popping by and going, wow, is that a DNA? A couple of people have tried to buy it. Interestingly, they haven't said money. They've just said, I'll buy that bike when it's done. Now I think you're going to have a £2,000 bike here when it's done. So I might not give it back. As always, thanks for watching. Make sure you click the like. Make sure you drop a little comment, no matter how tokenistic it is. Make sure you're subscribed. I'll see you guys tomorrow.